Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So today we will see how to handle input box. So basically, in the last session, what we have seen, we have seen the XPath, both practically and theoretically. We have gone through all the XPath things. Today we will use that XPath in our script. Okay, so we will see how we can use the XPath for automating one simple test case. Okay, so for our automation we will use this site to automate different elements on this web page. So basically you can see here, so since today we will discuss only on the input element, so you can see here, so these are different input elements which are present in this application, like first name, then last name, address, email, phone, then password and confirm password. Okay, so today we will see how we can enter some value to this text box or input fields. Okay, we will see. So basically, so first, like we have to tell to the playwright that on which element we are going to perform some action. Okay, so we can only tell to the playwright through some element locator. Okay, and to identify the element locator, we will use our XPath, like what we have seen in the last class. So here you can see, I will inspect this element. And let me construct the XPath for this one. So the placeholder is first name, F, then input. So you can see there are total 12 input box that are present on this application. Okay, so you can see 1 out of 12. So since there are multiple elements present with this tag, then I have to use some attribute, unique attribute, so that I can uniquely identify all these elements. Okay, so for that I am using the placeholder attribute. So for the attribute we have to use the @ symbol. Okay, then its value. Okay, now you can see, now 1 of 1, it means I am able to identify the unique element on the page. Let me copy this XPath and return to my VS Code. So we will write one new test case. For the time test my XPath, so I will copy this one to make it a little bit quick. So we will say handle input. Okay, and this is my XPath further. So first what I will do, first I will use this Excel page to navigate to our application. Okay, so what I will do, await page dot go to URL. So I will use the, so you can see here, this go to, basically it will take some string. We will use this URL. I'll paste it. Okay, and then I will use this XPath. So let us say this is my XPath for the input or first name input field. Okay, so what I will do, there are many ways actually in Playwright how you can perform some action on the elements. Okay, so let us see how we can do it. I will say await. Okay, so basically using this page fixer we will do everything. Okay, so page is the object which will help you in performing different actions on your page. Okay, so we will do everything using this page. So you can see I am using this page dot fill. Okay, so basically you can see this method waits for an element, match selector, waits for checks focus the element and fills it. Okay, so basically what it is saying, the first argument what it is taking, it is the selector. The selector is nothing but the locator. Okay, so what I will do, I will use this XPath and this selector basically is nothing but a string only. You can see the first one is string, so I will use this as a string. So for the string you can use either double quotes or single quote, it's up to you. This next part. Okay, so you can see this is my element, this is my element, but what value I want to fill. So basically that value you need to pass here. So we will say automation first name. Okay, we will see whether it is able to enter something in this input field or not. Okay, and then at the end user we will close our browser. Okay, dot close. Close is nothing but it is a method which will be used once your test execution is done. It will close the instance of this page. Okay, so let us see. I will go to similar fashion. If we want to run a simple test case, what I can do, I will right click and I will either you can debug or run. Okay, I will let's say I will debug. Okay, so that we can see what value it entered. I will start debugging. So you can see now this indicates that that script only running, and now since the cursor is now here, so I will press F10. Let us see whether it is entered or not. You can see here the value is automation first name, and then if I will press continue, then basically it will close the instance, and if I will go here, you can see one test case pass. Okay. So basically now we see like how we can use a XPath to perform some action on that element using our script. Okay, so this is one way how we can do it. Okay, let us see another approach. So basically you can see here I have passed this XPath as an argument to this function. There is another way how I can do it. Let us see. There is a method which is already present, that is called locator method in Playwright. Okay, so the locator method, what it will do, it will give you a locator. Okay, what it will do, this method will take one argument which is XPath. Okay, and it will give you one iLocator of type, and using that locator I will try to enter some value to that field. Let us see how we will do it. I will say page dot locator. Okay, you can see here this method returns an element locator that can be used to perform some actions on this page. Okay, so what it is taking, so basically the first argument what it is taking a string. So what I will do, I will use this XPath as a string. Okay, and you can see here this method is not a async method. Okay, so for only async method you need to use the await keyword. If the method is not async, then you do not need to use the await keyword. Anyway, we will discuss it more in our JavaScript session. Okay, so I will store it, since it is returning one locator, returns an element locator. Okay, so I will store it in a variable. Let's say, so in JavaScript the variable we need to declare like let var keyword. Okay, using the let and var keyword we will discuss it more. So let the first name field. Okay, I will say field locator. Okay, and we will use this one to fill our, so basically in the first step we are using page only. We are using page to enter something to the input field, but now we will use this locator to enter something. Let us see how we will do it. Then I will use await first name locator dot Okay, we will automation. I will comment this out for the time being, just to check whether this is running fine or not. Okay, we will see. So I will put my breakpoint here. I will remove here. Okay, so that we can execute it a little bit faster. Let us see. I have triggered. Now it went to that URL and it entered something. You can see automation first time. So basically, so what we have just saw, like there is one method which helps us to enter some value to the input field. That method is called fill method. Okay, and that fill method, it can be used from using the page object, like how you can see here, using the page object as well as using the locator. Okay, now it is up to you how you want to, like it depends on the users, like how much helpful which one, like it's up to the individual, like how he wants to use the locator. Okay, so there are different ways also. There are some other methods, which inbuilt methods, which will help you to identify the locator, which we will discuss in more details in our advanced session. Okay, but for now we can proceed with all our sessions with using this XPath and CSS selector. We will see in which place we cannot use the XPath, where the CSS selector or the inbuilt functions of Playwright will help us. We will see that once our advanced session we will start. Okay, so you can see if I will press await dot page dot get by alt text, get by label, get by placeholder, get by role, get by text ID, get by text, get by title. Okay, so all these methods which are available by default in the page object. We will discuss it more going forward. Okay, but now we will use XPath. Okay, so we see, like you can directly pass the XPath to this method, or you can use the locator method and store it one of the variable and use this to fill something in the input field. Okay, so now let us see. I will just comment this out. We will use different locators. I will copy this one so that it will be a little bit faster. I will say this one is the last name. Okay, and if I will construct the XPath, you can see the placeholder is last name. So I will use this XPath, and then I will go to the next input field, which is called address. Okay, we will use the XPath of this field, and you can see this is not the input field, this is text area. So what I will do, I will say text area. So 1 out of 1 is present, so I can directly use this XPath. Okay, so I will just copy paste. Okay, this one is done. Go to the next input field, which is called email. Input placeholder is not there, so type it into email. Is this one email? Say input type email. Then we will go to phone type equal to TL. and this one I will rename it as telephone field locator. Then we will go to the next input field, which is called as password. The password this is input, and type equal to password. Okay. Go to password, and I will use this one as password field locator. Okay. Then confirm password. Okay, if I will use, let us see, input type equal to password. You can see there are two attributes are present. Okay, so I cannot use this extra. So instead of type, I can use the ID. Okay, ID. So for the first password, I will use this XPath, and then second password I will say confirm password. I will use the respective ID. Let us see what is the ID. The ID is second password. Okay. Okay. So now we have constructed all our fields which we use in our test case. Okay. Now we will use this to fill something on this field. Okay. Now we will use last name. Last name locator dot field. I will use suppose automation last name. Now I will use address field locator. I'll say the address, we can say India. Then email, fill, we can fill something like this, test at gmail.com, and then telephone dot fill. We can use 1234790 as a telephone number, so it's not valid. Then we use the password. We can use our password or something like this. Password. And I will say confirm password. Okay. Let us see if it is working or not. I will just debug. So it went to the site, and then it will start filling all these fields. You can see first name it filled, then last name, then address as India, then email address this one, phone number, and password. Okay, so this is the way how we can enter something to a text box. Okay, so now let us see what I will do. Let us see what I will do. I will just pass an empty string here. You can see here. Okay, just remove. I will just pass empty string. Let us see what it will do. Okay, let me debug. You can see it entered first the automation first name, but now it actually cleared everything. Okay, so basically what it does, so basically it first entered something like this. it has to type something like this, but somehow it did not. First it entered, and then since we are entering the clear empty string, then what it will do, it basically enters the empty. Okay, that means to clear some value from the text box, we can use, or we can pass the value as empty. Okay, basically you can see here. So you can, from this line, you can see this line took 32 milliseconds. It took basically the page loaded, and then it types fill something. Okay, and then this line 15 milliseconds, 5 milliseconds, 6 milliseconds. So basically you can see like how much time one particular line is taking. Okay, this is another advantage of this extension, Visual Studio extensions, which we are using. Okay, so now we have seen how to enter something to a text box and how to clear the value in the text box. Okay, so now what we will do, how we can read some value from the text box. Okay, so let us see. We will use this one. So let us say I will just comment it out, because I am just showing you this line clears the input box. Okay, so now let us see how we can read some value from the input field. So I want to read the first name field. From the first name field I want to read the value. So what I will do, let us see which field is available. Okay, so you can see there is different methods are available. One is text content, another one is inner text. Okay, so let us see. We will use first this inner text. And we will use text content. Okay, let me store it in some variable, var1, and I will use it as var2. Let us see what it is written. So I will debug it now. So you can see here, this var2 is empty and this var1 is also empty, but actually it is present. Actually this field is not empty. You can see this var2 is empty, this var1 is also empty. Let me print this in the output so that it will be clear to you. Console.log in text is, let's say var1, okay, and we will use some another method. Let us see if that method will work on it. Let var3 equal to await first name locator dot input value. Okay, so this method, let us see what it is doing. Anyway, that input text, however, that element is in set label that has an asset control. Okay, returns the value for the matching input or text area or select element. Okay, this is also a method which we can use to return the value. And in the console log, I will print this value. I will say this one is text content, this one is input value, and this one is value 3. Let me run it and we'll see what it printing in the console. Basically test results. Okay, you can see the first inner text is empty, the second text content is empty, but the input value is actually returning us the name. You can see here, you can see this one. So basically we have seen this value, this input value method actually is returning as the text. Okay, but the text content and the inner text is giving us the empty. Okay, so in order to get some value, we can use this input value method. Let us see what inner text basically they are saying in inner text. Basically it returns the element dot inner text. So if if you see the HTML in details, so basically there is to every node there is one property, okay, that is called inner text. So basically what it will do, it will return everything which that particular node has. Okay, and the text content, so basically it returns the text content. Okay, this is called basically from the node, so it will return everything node.text content, whereas the inner text basically it will element.inner text. So basically it is specific to one of the element, whereas the text content is specific to node. Okay, and we have seen this input value method actually is returning the value which we have entered. Okay, so till now what we have seen, like how we can use the XPath and how we will use that XPath to enter some value to this text box. Then we have seen how we can clear the input field. Then we have seen how we can read some value from the input field. Okay, so I think that's all for today. If you have liked the video, please do like and subscribe. Thank you.